welcome to my channel. It's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147. This is just a quick tip video for those that need to see something visual. So many a time you get paintings that come with this top sheet rather than a clear cover, and then it's sticky underneath. Now sometimes you will get a painting that comes with sectioned like this. So this is in 3 different sections. 2 are bigger than the last one. Some of them will come with the full sheet, and many people don't necessarily like to work on that bigger section. So this is just my tip on how I personally will make these smaller. So, as I say, this has got 3 sections, one is smaller than the others. So what I'm going to do for this one, just to show you guys, is I'm actually going to trim this down to be smaller, to give me a small, long section. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this top sheet in half. So I'm going to try and make it flat and fold it in half and give myself a score line down it. Now, I don't want to pull the whole sheet off and cut it because it never goes back on straight. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to fold it back over on itself, so it's back flat but it's got a crease line. I'm then going to lift up, but from this side, if I can get hold of it now, to about halfway, a bit more than halfway, and I'm just going to get a pair of scissors. And I'm just going to quite simply cut, maybe not with those scissors because I've been using them for cutting double-sided tape and they're sticky. So we'll go for another pair of these trusty cheap IKEA packs of scissors, and I'm just going to score down that line a bit more than halfway so that I can then flatten it back out, hopefully without it moving too much. And then I'm going to turn it round and I'm going to meet up in the middle. Now, many people can use a ruler, and they may use a ruler and a craft knife. You know, as long as you do it light enough, it will not score through the canvas, but it may or may not score through the adhesive. So for now, I'm just going to keep doing it this way. So to do the middle one again, to show you, I'm going to lift it up the full way across. Now bear in mind, I have already lifted this contact paper up when the diamond painting actually arrived with me to flatten it out. So if you haven't done that yet, I do suggest that you lift it up and flatten it down. It makes lifting it again a little bit easier. So again, I've just scored halfway, and then I'm going to turn it round and lift it up at the short edge, bit more than half, and I'm just going to use my line. Now I'm cutting freehand. It's not going to be the straightest line ever, but this is just for the purpose of meaning I can work on a smaller section. And scroll round again, scroll round, move round again, and we'll cut the rest. And by doing this, you're keeping some of it down, which means you're not having to readjust the whole thing. So then let me get the painting back the right way around. So when I go to work on it, it's up to you whether you prefer to work at the bottom, and then as you scroll down, you may find on bigger paintings you've got the diamonds hitting you. Many people prefer to start at the top right hand corner if they're right-handed, left hand corner if they're left-handed. And the reason being for that is that you can peel back a section and you can work from this corner, which means as you're moving over, you're not touching the sticky, you're touching the diamonds. Again, that is a personal preference. You work how you like to work. Some people like to section this up again which would probably be easier with a craft knife, but some people like to section this up again and actually work on random squares. I like to work from one corner across to another. Sometimes what I do also like to do is fold this back halfway and crease it, and if I find that's too big a section, I'll do it again and crease it, and that's the section that I will work on first, and only once that's completed will I pull it back and work on the next. And that's just so that I feel I've got even sections going along. Again, it is all personal preference, but that's how you can trim down these big contact sheets, and you can do that as many times as you like. So if this sheet was full, fold it in half, cut it down, and then do again with the 2 halves, and keep going until you find that the sections are the right size for you. Once you've got a long strip in the right size section, right size for you, then it's just a matter of folding and working on that section and then moving on to the next. Some people like to do all colour or one colour, and they may work across the full canvas. Again, that's up to you. I do vary it up occasionally depending on what I'm working on. Normally I wouldn't have cut this canvas section. I personally would have probably worked on something that big, but that is because to me that stops me changing the colours as often. But again, what works for you works for you. Don't let anybody tell you how you have to do it. Find what works for you and what makes the painting enjoyable for you. But yeah, that's just how to cut a sheet. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll speak to you all again soon.